Hey, 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 beautiful hearts. What's vibing today? All right. So we've got the Saturn opposition over us right now. We have 5 planets in retrograde. The energy today can be very chaotic. You could be swinging through different sides of the spectrum of this energy. You could be feeling very elated and excited and ready to move forward on projects or things that have felt stagnant for a while. You could also be feeling very triggered in your personality, which is altered ego. Could be having anxiety or fear about the future, doubts, being pulled back into the past and being triggered. You can be anywhere in between or taking a ride on that spiritual roller coaster and going through all of them. The main thing with this energy, guys, is it will pass. The best thing that you can do if you are, in the personality or altered ego is just really kicking your ass, wanting to play around with you, is to not act on it. This is a great opportunity for you to kind of practice that changing things up. Being triggered is a due opportunity for those who have taken my deep, intimate dive into yourself, the immersion. You know what I'm talking about. For those who have not, a DO is a discovery opportunity, a divine opportunity. Another way of saying it is it's an initiation. What does that mean? It means that you are ready to pass that test. You're ready to learn the lesson. Lessons and these tests, these initiations, don't show up like, you wake up in the morning, you go into the bathroom, you're brushing your teeth, and, a letter drops out and says, okay, on today's agenda at 9:08 a.m., we are going to have an exam. Like you were back in school, you walk into the classroom and the teacher says, okay, it's a test on what we learned this week. No, that's not how it works in spirituality. How it works is you get triggered. Somebody pushes your button, somebody offends you. Guys, for those of you who still get offended, I want you to know being offended and offense is 100% altered ego. Your authenticity, your spirit, your soul never gets offended. It's a completely different vibration, and it is always altered ego, and it is designed to keep you in limited beliefs and opinions. Guys, I'm going to drop some education on you. So for those of you who are sitting there, just get to the reading, you know what? Maybe I'm not the reader for you. So you could just see your ass on out, click off, sending you nothing but love. But guess what? This is my reading, my show. I'm running it my way. There are people who really need to hear this message and want this message. So for those of you not in alignment, bye. All right, for the rest of you. The matrix, the 3D, the human consciousness, altered ego sees life linearly. It's how you process everything. It's from A to Z. There is a line. It doesn't allow for anything else. It doesn't allow to go up, down, side to side. You go from A to Z, Z to A, boom. This is your options. So what does that mean? That means that you look at things from either the past or the future. What has happened, what hasn't happened. And while you're sitting here in the middle, you have anxiety over all of it. You have fear of the future. You have anxiety over the past. You have fear of the past repeating itself, but yet you're here in this bridge and you're bringing it over here. When life is really a circle, the circle of life, no beginning, no end, cycles. And with those cycles, we have ups, we have downs, we have ups. All of this is about learning to get out of this linear lifestyle, this linear consciousness. If you notice with the circle, You could go side to side. You could go around. This encompasses the knowing, the all is one, one is all. Notice with the linear, it's, well, this is about me, this is about them, or, you know, whatever. It doesn't take in the totality. Linear is limiting. Circular, circle of life, is infinite. It really does come down to a choice. And when you are offended, going back to that, it's that linear part of you. There's no offense in the circle of life. Why? Higher knowledge, we know that the personality is the altered ego. We know it's not the truth. It may be the experience, but just because it's the experience doesn't make it truth. If you're living your life on the faulty foundation of duality, good and evil, two powers, linearly, then yes, you will be limited. Life is going to be very uncomfortable. When you transition out of that and you realize the infinite being that you are and the infinitesimal that we live in, and that there's one law, that law being love, and there is one power, one truth, no matter what name you give it, and that the tree of life is this. You start to be able to get yourself out of the linear mindset, the linear thinking. All right, so now, 7 minutes in, let's get to the reading for those of you who are still here. Cut the cords. Transformation. Yeah, especially with this Saturn opposition and these 5 planets in retrograde. This is that due opportunity. There are some energetic cords you need to cut. Why? Because if you don't, it will keep you in this linear timeline, the good and bad, the ups, the downs, looking in the rearview mirror, yet wanting a better future, but all you've got your mind on is the past. And then you're over here going, well, why isn't things working out for me? Then you're in the victim mentality. And then you want to lash out at people who have already come out of that and are in the circle. You know, we are at that time in this journey. People are awakening more than ever. And we all have to go through this. We all have to decide to go on this journey to find ourselves, to better ourselves, to rise up. You know, the cocoon journey, it's not an orgy. It's not a party. You don't get to take people with you. Your cocoon journey is very solitary. To be able to get that boost that you need to come out of linear living, you need to sit with yourself. You need to be alone. However that translates. You could be in a room full of people and feel absolutely alone. So if that's where you're at in the journey, you're in a situation where you have to be around people, whether you live with them, work with them, whatever it is. Maybe it's family, maybe it's a marriage, maybe it's a best friend. You know, you put it wherever it is for you. But you have to still be around these people while you work the stuff out. The more you complain about it, the more you have resentment towards it, or you have guilt, shame, and blame towards everybody else, and you're not owning responsibility. Oops, sorry. This fell into the flame and now it just won't go out. Ooh, Palo Santo in the house. So yeah, you are limiting yourself. You are aligning with that personality part, that altered ego, that limited being that loves the dirty diaper. All right, so some of you need to cut the cords. You know what you need to do. If you want this transformation, you want that amazing life, you want to be healed, whether it's in your body, your finances, your mind, your emotions, relationships, whatever it is, that transformation that you want is 100% absolutely possible. But you have to go on record every day, qualify that energy, be open to that. And when these lessons, these due opportunities, that is the time for you to make a different choice. It will get easier with consistency and momentum, but if you really haven't taken that deep breath, made that different choice, and walked through that scariness with either your legs trembling, hands shaking, whatever it is, but faced it and walked through it, then you're going to just circle right back. Because remember, life is not linear, no matter how much you believe that. It is circular. So you're going to keep going round and round and round until you learn the lesson. Learning the lesson and applying the lesson is about you choosing a different choice. Yeah, it really breaks down to that simple. You want a different life. You want a happier life. You want an abundant life, a healed life, joy, happiness, whatever. And you're not living that right now. 100% up to you. You have to make that different choice. All right. In between, we have, I outpicture everything I think and feel about myself. How accurate is that? Your thinking makes it so. So, in other words, you and your best friend can be out at a restaurant or wherever. Let's just say you're at a restaurant. And you guys can witness the exact same thing happen. Both of you can have two different outlooks on it or interpret it completely different. This happens in relationships all the time. And we don't realize that because we are so attached to our opinions. Guys, opinions bind you to what you opine. It is like a noose around your neck. Opinions are not truth at all. They are limited thinking. So why do I say all of that? Because whatever you think and feel about yourself and others, so what you judge, you will live out. You really are the only one who has the control to change your thoughts. Okay, moving on. 5 of coins, the Seer, and 2 of coins. So look, I'm going to read this as this is both you and altered ego. So this is your personality, and this is you trying to make a different choice, trying to be strong, holding your head up, moving forward. Here's altered ego right behind you. Look, he's got his head down, holding on to his hat, walking with a cane. But guess what? Altered ego is always right there, ready to tell you why you shouldn't keep going forward and why you need to either get revenge, react, whatever. Why? It wants you, it loves. See, altered ego loves to be limited. It loves to complain. It loves to resist. It loves to play the victim and the martyr. But look, here's the Seer. This is talking about your higher self, you knowing more than you allow yourself to be or do. Notice how here it's cut the cords, 5 of coins, lower vibrational negative energy. This is what you got to cut the cords on. This is the middle. This is the bridge. You want a different outcome in your life. You have to be different, think different, feel different, see different. The seer is the high priestess. This is a person who is tapped in. This person has knowledge. They have secrets. They don't talk about them. They move differently. What happens when you start coming from this place, and everybody has this in you, you have to uncover it and you have to work at bringing it forward. But when you do, boom, your life transforms, every area of your life. And yeah, you always have that choice. The Two of Coins. This is about bringing into balance, making that choice. Two of Coins isn't an easy choice. A lot of times making a Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles decision, you are weighing, how is it going to affect you financially or materialistically wise? And for those of you that have fear or limitations around your finances, guys, it literally is your thoughts and your beliefs around money, lack, and limitation that keeps you in that. You have a choice all the time. You want to stay limited, stay in lack, say, well, I only get this amount a month. Okay. Well, you're qualifying that. You're the one saying, I only get this much amount a month. So I have to work with that. You are limiting yourself. You're making that choice. Because in that same moment, you have the choice to say, you know what? I'm tired of living in lack and limitation. Okay, right now, I may have a set amount of income I bring in. But I don't want that to be my truth anymore. I'm going to blow the lid off of that. I'm going to think differently. Bringing in money is not as hard as altered ego wants you to believe it is. It's a choice. It is about how you think and feel and how you see it. Now, by all means, there are people, and so you have to ask yourself, are you one of these people that want a better life, want more money, know it's possible, but all you do is sit and complain about the gas prices, complain about how your income isn't going up, complain about the food prices, complain about this, and see all the negative in everything. That's a choice. Don't like it? I don't care. I'm not here to sugarcoat and blow smoke up your pretty ass. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to help you get out of this. I'm not here to do it for you. And I will not do it for you. And I will not entertain your ego either. So just saying, you always have that choice. You don't like what you're experiencing. You don't like your income level. Change your thoughts about it. Change your feelings about it. Prove this to yourself. You don't have to prove it to anybody else but yourself. What do you have to lose? Your limited income? If you want more, then yeah, you got to think differently. So for those of you sitting there saying, well, I'm on disability or I'm unemployed or, whatever the circumstance is. Guys, I get it. I was there once too. But if I would have stayed there, I'm on disability, this is all I can do. Or I'm unemployed, this is all I get. Then I'd still be there. The only reason I'm not in those positions anymore, the only reason I'm not on disability anymore, unemployed anymore, or limiting my income anymore is because I changed the way I thought about it, the way I felt about it. I put this to the test and said, no. I am an infinite being. There are infinite sources. My life comes with benefits. My life comes with a bounty. I'm not living that way, so I need to figure out how to tap into that. That's what this is about. You got to cut the cords to your own limiting beliefs, the way you're seeing things, the way you feel about things. You have to ask yourself the tough questions. Have I been living my life through a faulty filter, which will create a faulty foundation? You make the choice to blow the doors off the limitations and get up every morning and say, you know what? Grateful I am. Unexpected income is coming to me. Start telling yourself a different story. What'll happen? A whole new foundation will be built. Allow God, the divine, however you source, whatever name you use, allow it to do its job. Allow it to blow your mind. It's not blowing your mind because you keep stopping it. How do you stop it? When it's not coming in immediately, or the triggers, the offense comes up. Guys, that'll always come up right before the reward comes in, right before the change. Most people stop right before that. Are you going to still continue to be most people? Or are you going to say, no, I want a happy, abundant life. I want love. I want money. I want happiness. Then you got to make a different choice. Everything is always working out for my highest good. Guys, that was something that I held on to. Even when I didn't feel it, when it looked like I was going to lose everything. All I could do in the height of the fear, in the height of the anxiety, curled up in a ball, that right here. That was the only thing I could remember. It was the only thing I could hold on to. I cried, I rocked myself, I shook through it, but I kept saying, everything is always working out for my highest good. I held on. And what happened? All of a sudden, the clouds parted, things started happening. It was amazing. And yeah, it was amazing. But guess what? It still required work. It still required consistency and momentum from me, because this was always trying to creep up. I realized when this would creep up, remember the circle of life, keep making my new choices, because my new choices were paying off. I was getting a new foundation. Yeah, it was scary and uncomfortable. I shed a lot of tears and fears as this foundation crumbled. But it opened the door to the most amazing love, the love of Source, the love, the one law of love, falling in love with myself, that self-love. It changed every relationship in my life. Yes, every relationship that was more aligned with this energy, gone. That was scary at first. Then I came to embrace that, because I realized that was a faulty foundation. That was linear. All of that had to go. And the more that I kept my focus on my transformation, saying my affirmations, doing what felt uncomfortable, but I knew was right, brought in the right people. It's amazing having the right people in your circle, what you can accomplish versus having the wrong people. So that's what it comes down to. Your choice. Whew. All righty. Holy moly. That was an interesting reading this morning. So yeah, just got to ask yourself, what are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the fear and the doubt? Or are you going to test this out for yourself and feed that stubborn part of you that says, you know what? I'm not giving up until I prove this to myself. Because you know what? That was that stubbornness that I held on to. I literally said, look, I'm going to prove this or I'm going to die trying. I was at that point of, you know what? The doctor said the best thing I could do is manage my symptoms. I wouldn't get better. In fact, I would deteriorate quality of life, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, I don't like that. I don't like what they're telling me. I'm not going to allow them who don't really know me. They see me for maybe a half hour if it's a specialist at tops, dictate to me what is true in my life. Grant you, they may have the theory, they may have the data that says most people, but you know what? I am not most people, and I don't want to live my life as most people. So I was very determined. But that determination, and the best way I could say it is the amount of fear that I felt that wanted to keep me stuck and under the blankets crying, I matched my determination not to do that. And then I upped the ante. So what you see today is absolute, complete difference than how I was back then. Just look at the before and after pictures. Embrace the flow of life and release your blocks. Holy crap. I'm telling you, the cards don't lie. And you know what? Yeah, I don't need the cards because I read energy, but I love when the cards support it because you guys like the cards. All right. So this was a different message, but somebody needed to hear it. So I hope it helped you guys. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. And if you want to work with me, you can go to my website. You can find the different ways to work with me there. You can go to DanaeArias.com. Look at services, courses, different offerings are up there. All right, guys. Namaste. Bye-bye.